And Democratic state lawmakers are working to guarantee access to contraception in Louisiana. State Senator Royce Duplessis and Representative Delisha Boyd, both from New Orleans, have filed SB 225 and HB 395 respectively. The bills, dubbed as the Right to Contraception Act, would codify an individual's right to birth control and emergency contraceptives. It would also guarantee health care providers the right to provide such contraceptives. It mirrors other bills in other states, as some reproductive rights advocates fear that potential domino effect following Roe v. Wade.